Come with me to paradise. Welcome to my paradise. I welcome all of you, all of you, all of you. Alright everybody, welcome back to my channel. It's the boy with the Pampers and the Toys, Al, recording from his own paradise. Please all make sure you like, share, subscribe to my YouTube channel, the boy with the Pampers and the Toys. Please all make sure you like, share, subscribe to your family, your friends, and all of your enemies. Also follow me on X, formerly known as Twitter and Instagram, the boy with the Pampers and the Toys is still on screen. So today, actually I had to redo this video because I had so much storage filled up that it wouldn't let me upload no videos on here. And that's fine, I get it. Technology is technology, and we gotta be human about it. Well, celestial beings. So I want to dedicate this video to the past WWE Diva figures, women figures of the past, and not really the present, but more so from a long time ago to probably the mid 2000s, something like that, of the action figures. Let's just put it that way. So pretty much I had these open on the other video, I'm not gonna lie. The AJ Lee one right here was from the Elite Series 21 collection. And I paid a nice little penny. Well, I got her. She was a nice little pretty penny on a Macari out for about, I'm gonna say I paid about $30 for her, $35. I didn't mind. She was normally 100, but the person I guess had her so long. It was like, oh, I can't get like 120 bucks for her. No, you cannot, but you can get 30, 35. I'm fine with that. So the next one was the Eve Torres one, and she was from the AJ Lee one. Her year came out in 2012. Then the Eve Torres one came out in 2012 as well too. So that's her picture. If you can see it from the sideways. Eve and AJ are both beautiful women. So then next we have Natalia, who recently left WWE and moved on to better ventures. I felt like she's been there a long time, and she always got, crapped on a lot, meaning like just they didn't give her flowers. And I just feel like that's bad. This came out 2015. And Caitlyn, she only had one figure. This is Caitlyn right here, so she fell. So I hope my light is not too bright. The side light. Maybe if I do like that, it'd be better. So Caitlyn was a one-hit wonder. It was her first time a line-only figure. First figure and last figure, best of 2013. I was about to say 2023, Lord. And then finally, last but not least, we had my favorite. She's in my top 10 of all female wrestlers of all time. And that's the beautiful Melina. I felt like Melina was great. She was a great asset to the company around that time. Not to talk about Trish Stratus, I'm not trying to really compare them, but I love Trish Stratus, but I thought that Melina was a way better wrestler, and they both had high energy, when it came to things or whatever, but Melina was that girl back then. I thought she was trained by the best. Jacqueline and Jazz and all of them and stuff, so that's Melina. She came out in 2010. So let's hurry up and get to do with these. And then I'm going to talk about some other figures I'm going to say before these ladies and after these ladies, the women that came, around that time. So let's go ahead and talk about one by one. Let's do Melina first. So as you know, Melina came out. She was with Eminem. She trained over at OVW with John Morrison. I forgot what the other guy's name is, but it was Eminem. The girl had good charisma, stage presence. She had two figures, and I'm gonna be a great dear John and talk, and bring the other figures. So these figures are very costly online. Now, I ain't gonna lie to you. I paid a nice little penny. I'm not gonna tell you what, because if you think I'm stupid, that's on me. It ain't your money, it's mine. How about that? So this figure, as I can say, I remember having her years ago, and don't have her. I have her now, but I had to pay years later to get her back because she's been gone on my collection for so long. So with this figure right here, she was known for doing her splits, her little, and I thought the Diva figures back then, as you can see, they can show a little scantily clad, and the Divas, it was something that Vince McMahon, the women being eye candy at the time, so they were very sexy and beautiful. And I'm not saying the women now in the WWE is not like that. I think it's more poised. Not saying they dressed a certain way back then, but they could more freely be themselves and dress the way they want to dress back then. So with this figure right here, going back to this figure, not really too much to say because these figures came out at a long time ago. But let me just put her back. We ain't been talking about her. I just want to show her. I don't want to waste too much time on this video. She got the little boots thing going on, kind of like her and Tori Wilson share that kind of thing. And this figure can kind of pose. I do have another Melina figure like this, and I don't think her legs were bent like this, but it is what it is. I'm going to work with it. I'm not mad about it. She was my favorite Melina figure out of both of them. I just wish she had the makeup on the face just like the other one did. But Melina only had 2 figures. So this was her own little body type. I loved it. The girls back then had their own structure, but I don't know what they're doing now. Some got their own body type, some don't. Like with Rhea Ripley, going back to Rhea Ripley, she got her own body type family because they made Rhea Ripley all small and scrawny. But okay, but back to her, as you can see, earlier stages, nice little swivel thigh boot cut. Her arm doesn't like stretch out too much. It does, but you got to be very careful because this figure is old. So when I got her, she probably been in the package forever. So let's see, 2024. So it's about 14 years ago this figure came out. I would love to see them update a Melina figure, WWE Legends line. She really deserves to, well, I say the next couple of years she may be in the Hall of Fame if she's still on good terms with WWE. I think she is because she made a Royal Rumble appearance. So, with that being said, that's that. Let's move on. The articulation was great back in the day too with these figures. So, I believe that, let me see, do her tippy toes? No, her tippy toes don't. So, the women's articulation still kind of like it, but I would consider these like an Elite figure from its time, its earlier days, but it's really not. They're just really supposed to be basics. So, moving on. We have the beautiful AJ Lee. I do like AJ. She's in my top 10 as well, too. That is Miss CM Punk to you guys and girls and guys. This figure, I don't think it looks directly like her. If you were to say this is the AJ Lee, I will only look at the outfit because I would think, okay, AJ Lee dressed like this. She had a little tall boot wrestling chucks. Now, I do have 2 other AJ Lee figures. This one right here to me looks exactly like AJ Lee. This figure right here, this is like more considered a basic figure. And then this is the Elite one. So you see the Elite one's a little taller. The hair is a different color. But she's giving me AJ Lee, this one is. So I think it's more of the facial expression on this one. They made a mistake back then. The hair scope and all of that's pretty great. So I'm going to put her back. I wish they would have made her just a little tad bit shorter and the facial expression would have been a little different. I was fine with the hair color because AJ Lee dyed her hair black, as time went on. But cool beans, she got the little bracelet, the designs, the knee pads, the shoes were everything. They didn't really have, I guess they had a chest area to pop back and forth earlier days because I think Melina had one too as well too. The women's chest area kind of popped a little bit back then. I don't know why they don't let the chest area of the women pop too much as they did back then. Like ab crunch, as I can say. Some of the basic figures don't have an ab crunch. So I would say, I'll figure it out when I move on to a basic figure, see if they have an ab crunch to do once. So Melina gets a 10 out of 10 for me. I love her. This right here, I give her like a 9.5. I didn't like the face sculpt. That's it. But let's move on. We got Caitlyn right here. Caitlyn she was a one-hit wonder in WWE. She could wrestle. She still looks good. I never knew she was Spanish descent. The figure, they could have done a little better with the figure. They got this little spaghetti noodle stuff going on. Paint, whatever you call it. And she just looked plain Jane in the face. They could have added a little bit of edge to her. But you know, her and AJ Lee always had a feud going on. You know, back then. That's who she pretty much wrestled because I see after I'm gonna say Jazz, Ivory, Jacqueline, and Lita and Trish left. They had these girls that held down the fork after these young ladies left after 2008. So I think she's considered like a pretty much a basic figure too, but she still has a chest area. I would say she should have been an Elite. It was confusing when that time came out, you know, the series and stuff, but she had her own body type. You know, she was kind of muscular back then, and she still is muscular. So I'm just glad, you know, that they had her for cheap online for about $12, brand new in the pack. She wasn't really one of them girly divas back then. She bought a little bit of kind of what's her name? ODB with a little beauty behind it back because ODB, I loved ODB and TNA and TNA wrestling back in the day. ODB like the female version of Stone Cold. So this figure right here, I give her a 9.5 out of a 10. I took off points, you know, it was a long time ago because you know her face just looked a little plain and constipated. Okay, so now we're moving on to E Torres. This is a much better improvement figure of her from back in the day. Love the outfit. The other figure, it wasn't really bad. I think more so. I got like three of these figures right here. This one's a little wonky, but her face just looked kind of scary. But this is a little dirty. I paid like probably about $20 for this used figure. I didn't know it was that wanky, but too bad I already purchased her, so I couldn't give her back. So that's much a better improvement of that figure. You know, that's how Eve looked back in the day. Same kind of outfit, but different kind of tank top. That's pretty cool. This one, she didn't have no knee pads. So moving on. Eve had a lot of height on her. She was about 5'10". So I can't consider her the giant female sector like China and all of them, but she's just really tall. So I'm kind of glad they made a figure that made her height believable because she's a tall girl in real life. I saw her on the wrestling events years ago, and I was like, wow, she's a tall, beautiful woman. But, you know, she retired, and she had a short-lived career, too, facing Maurice and all of them. So, just, you know, this is a beautiful figure of her, and her only two figures ever. And she wasn't too costly on, I paid, for two of her figures, one I paid on eBay for about $40, the other one I paid $25 brand new for her, so I didn't care. So that's Eve Torres, everybody. And the boots and everything, the outfit matches her, makeup, it's pretty well did. Last but not least, Natalya. Now, Natalya, you know, she is a part of the Hart Dynasty family. Her father was, I think it's Bret Hart's father is her brother. Is it Bill Neihart? He passed away a couple years ago. I think it was Bill Neihart. I apologize if I can't remember his name. It's been so long. But Natalya was a great wrestler. You know, she just left WWE. She may be going to TNA or I think AEW most likely because TNA is starting to have a connection with WWE. I thought that she deserved a garden because she really helped these young girls progress in their career. She put them over a lot when she didn't have to, but she had to keep that check going. And Natalya did have several figures out back in the day. You know, I got a couple of them, but I'm not going to show them because it's not that serious. But this figure right here, I actually have another figure of this. I didn't know, but she wasn't up but $10 online. So, like I said, these figures, you know, with this right here, I kind of didn't like that jacket. I might take his jacket off for her, you know. And this figure right here was kind of stiff, so I don't want to push her forward and break her legs. Kind of, well, you can kick her forward a little bit. That's the problem with some of the female figures now and back then. If you try to force their legs up, it will break. So be very careful. I think they're just good for display. But This figure right here, I think this is one of her best piece of work that they ever did. The other figures was pretty cool, but this one's even better. So I give this figure a 10 out of 10. Now I want to move on and talk about past WWE female figures that Mattel has created, because I thought the Jax was horrible. I'm glad I never kept none of them. They had some great people in the Jax lineup, but they were horrible. So we got the beautiful Wendy Richter. She was an Elite. And then we have the beautiful Mae Young. They never made a Moolah with Mattel, but they had a Moolah with the classic superstars of Jack. And I didn't want that because I thought that Moolah had a young woman's body. And I'm like, they made her like a Playboy pinup. Then we had Sensational Sherry Martel, who is in my top 10 female wrestlers of all time. I thought Sherry had charisma, personality, the fire, the spunk behind her, and the edge. And I don't think there will ever be another Sherry Martel at all. And then Miss Elizabeth, she wasn't a wrestler, but she really brought a lot to the business. To the business as the girl next door, the beautiful feminine energy, you know. And let's see, Mae Young, she already had a hand, everybody. So then next we have, and Wendy Ricker's right here, so I'm gonna show her. I gotta make some room for other girls. We have Medusa Michelli, aka Alondra Blaze. I love this figure right here. Actually, Medusa has a new figure coming out from PowerWrestling.com. I got it on my stories if anybody want to check that out when you look at this video. And it looks good. It looks like she did in WCW. I'm down. I want to get 2 of them. They'll look costly, but, you know, you get what you pay for. You know. So, and then we have the late, great Joni Laura, whatever you are, Chyna. You know. Chyna, I got several figures of her. I think Chyna had a great stint in WWE. I really do hate that certain things have happened in her personal life that affected her career. Well, I ain't gonna say affected her career because more stuff is coming out, but we're not gonna get into that. We just talk about the figures today. But these women right here, including Mae Young especially, and Wendy Richter, have really paved the way for the women today. And there's more women out there, but I'm just talking about the figures for now. So let's move on to the next chapter. The next chapter of women. I just want to push stuff to the side so I can have room. So I believe Jacqueline and Jazz deserved an action figure back then. Jacqueline had one that was horrible, looked very mannish. It was like in the 90s, mid-90s. I couldn't stand it. It was the same kind of sable. But it seemed like they didn't care about Jacqueline and Jazz in that order. But it's the only people I have to show for that era of, I'm going to say, 2000 to like 2006. We got Lita. Well, we got Trish. I don't think this was a bad Trish action figure at all. Some people hated it at all. And I believe they kind of made this a safe action figure for Lita. You know, I'm surprised they didn't have one like they had the other figure, the fishnet shirt and the kind of bra, bikini top, and the thong. They kind of was shaping it up a little bit. I can't remember what year this came out. So let's put these two ladies right here. And it wasn't a bad Trish figure. We have Tori Wilson, Molly Holly. Molly was Miss Madness, Mona Madness, Nora Greenwald. And then we have Stacy Keibler. Stacy can hold her own in the ring. Honestly, her and Tori wasn't the greatest wrestlers, but they held their own. With that being said, and I was kind of disappointed with this Stacy Keibler figure. If you're gonna come out with this figure to be her legend, Mattel should have came out with one, at least having her ring attire on, or Dudleyville outfit, shorts and a shirt. I don't know. And then we had Stephanie McMahon. You know, this is when her and Trish had that nice. I didn't mean to drop you, girl. When Trish and her was feuding back and forth. But, and last but not least, let's just say she was never. I wanted her figure, but some Diva Adore. You need to go to Diva Adore's Instagram account. Linda Miles. He used some pieces from other figures to create Linda Miles. I thought this was a great masterpiece that he created. I paid a nice little price for her, but I was a big Linda Miles Shaniqua fan from her Tough Enough days. So I put her in this category because Shaniqua came out a little bit, maybe I say 4 years with Trish and Lita's run, because Trish and Lita I think came around the same time, 99, 2000. Wasn't that many women wrestling around that time, so you know it's a great looking figure. They used some parts from Raquel Gonzalez. Is it Rodriguez or Gonzalez? I can't remember, but just showing you. She had a short-lived career too, about not even 6 months. All right, so let's go ahead and I'm gonna try to wrap this video up because I got so much to show. So then you got the Bella twins. You have Maurice right here. Maurice figure cost me an arm and a leg. I ain't gonna tell you how much I paid for that. Everybody gonna look at me like I'm crazy. That's fine. Then you got Mickie James. Mickie James was kind of, you know, in that crossfire a little bit too. She was Alexis Marie from TNA, and I thought the WWE did her dirty as well too. But she's in TNA, and this was a horrible figure of Beth Phoenix. They should have made it her a lot thicker, muscular, but they didn't. I would have rather for them to have a Rhea Ripley body on her that Rhea Ripley has now on her new figure, but they did not. And then we have, so I already showed these girls. It's too many to show on screen. So there you go. You have the Bella twins, Maurice, Mickie James, and Beth Phoenix. Now, I don't know what that was. Then next we have Michelle McCool. They still in that same category. I just couldn't show everybody on screen. And Kelly. I love Kelly. And who else? I didn't really like this figure of Layla. I thought she was too tall. They could have made her the same height as who? What's the girl's name? She could have been the same height as her. It would have made sense. It would have made sense if. Let me scoot some of these girls over so they can have some room for the camera. See, it would have made perfect sense because she's not the same height as Michelle McCool. But they didn't do none of that, so I'll still show her. Beautiful figure, sculpt figure though, my face. They got it down pat. And then we have Alicia Fox, who, you know, I hate that Alicia Fox went through what she went through. Alicia Fox is still an icon, legend. You know, she came out a little bit after Jazz and Jacqueline and Jazz in that order. You know, as a melanated girl. And then we have, who else do we have? Well, I'll show her. And then we got, I'll show her on next round. These are the girls right here. So a little bit after that, we got Vicky Guerrero, who's the late Eddie Guerrero's widow. She was never a wrestler. She was more of a manager in a personality. Excuse me. It's an okay figure of her. It ain't the best, but I like the other one they had afterwards. Then, fun fact after that, we do have Paige. And Summer Rae. I do like that Summer Rae figure. She's pretty tall. She's as tall as E. Torres figure. And Summer Rae was a tall girl. Then we got Emma. She got let go maybe a year ago or two. Goodness. I dropped two past divas. So, and I think that's about it. And then we got Renee Young, who was the ring announcer. She's now in not TNA, but AEW as a correspondent, you know, after Lilian Garcia left. So let's move on to the future, because I don't want to make this video too long, because there's a lot to show. Now, these are women I think that were in WWE. Some of them got let go, and some of them are still there. Let's talk about the women that got let go, who I feel like had diva energy in their time being there. But, you know, things do happen, and they happen for a reason. Let me make sure I got everybody. Okay, these women are no longer there with the company. This is one of the Iconics. I can't think of her name at all. She had like a pure, I'm not saying the women that I ain't naming that wasn't feminine and that have that energy about them, but these are the most ones that had the charisma to be in that diva time at the time. And you got Aaliyah. Aaliyah reminded me of a Spanish version of Kelly Kelly. And then we had Mandy Rose. Now these four women are no longer with the company, but they had time. I feel like their time should have been back in the diva era. It's just the energy I feel from their characters. So now the women who are still there, I even think Rhea Ripley had diva energy, like China, because she was beautiful and she's big and strong. Rhea Ripley's a very gorgeous woman, very. I don't care what nobody say. And then we had Scarlett, who is still with the company. Both of these women are still with the company. I even think B-Fab had it in her too, to be in that era back in that time. And Gigi Dolan, definitely Tiffany Stratton. These are women that I feel like had potential call on to be back in that era, back in that time. So the last roundup women I got: Alexa Bliss, Roxanne Perez, Indy Hartwell. Indy Hartwell, I think she's a beautiful woman too, very beautiful Australian woman. Even Carmella. Carmella had that energy about her. She's still with the company. I don't know when she's coming back. So them four right here. And then last but not least, Zelina Vega definitely had that energy about her. Definitely Chelsea Green. And I'm going to be talking about Chelsea Green on a real soon. She's just one loose one that I unboxed. The other one I'm going to unbox her from scratch so I can show everybody. So pretty much these women, and they are still with the company. And Naomi as well too. Even though she left and came back, Naomi had that fire energy, feminine energy about her that could have been back in the diva era too. So I just kind of wanted to dedicate this video to the past women of wrestling and the ones that I did unbox. If I can find everybody, I got so many action figures right here. I have over 3,000 wrestling figures, and some I haven't put up yet. All of them I haven't put up, but that's not even the ones I got on the wall. So just being honest, I got a lot on the wall hanging, and I got some still to put on the wall. So you gotta wait till I get a bigger house to live in, with a bigger room to place everything. Alright, so I'd like to thank all my friends for subscribing to my YouTube channel. Let me put everybody up, because I try to like to do that at the end of the video, just to display what I mainly talked about. And the video is kind of one of the videos for fun. That's all. Come on, stand up, Melina. Alright. I'd like to thank all my friends for subscribing to my YouTube channel. It's the boy with the Pampers and the Toys. Please make sure you all like, share, subscribe to my YouTube channel, the boy with the Pampers and the Toys. Please all make sure you like, share, subscribe to your family, your friends, and all of your enemies. Also follow me on Instagram and X, formerly known as Twitter. X, formerly known as Twitter, and Instagram at the boy with the Pampers listed on the screen. So it's great because I know back in that time they really didn't have a lot of women figures, and Mattel was only making probably about 300 female figures at a time, and if you was lucky to get them, that's what was told to me. I don't know how true it is. Don't quote me on this video, But back in that time when they was making like Melina, they probably made like 300 of them Melina figures, and if you got one, you got one. You didn't, it is what it is. So I think that's why it's kind of hard to come by them, because they didn't take it serious making the women's figures. And there is a YouTuber named Lumberjillville. I am a big fan of his channel. Check him out. He talks about every female wrestling figure from AEW to the other echelons companies in WWE, and I think he makes some great videos. I'm a big fan and supporter, subscriber of his channel. So everyone, have a great day. And one more diva I did forget was was it Rosa Mendez? I think that's what her name is, Rosa Mendez. She was from the Diva Search contest, whatever, finalist or something like that. So she had a short-lived stint modeling career in WWE. So that's one of her figures. Thought I'd add that with a couple seconds in there to show everybody.